Good day, I am Erica May Alaki. So I am here to discuss the third key issue of political geography, what problems result from the location of boundaries between states. Boundaries is an invisible line marking that separates states from its neighboring states. Boundaries completely surround an individual state to locate the outer limits of its territorial control. Also, it gives the distinct shape of each state. In general, there are two problem results concerned with the location of boundaries between states. First, the boundaries of a state encompass more than one nationality, ang pagkakaroon ng isang bansa na isa o higit pang nasyonalidad. Second, the population of a nation is split among more than one state, ang paglaganap ng isang nation sa iba't ibang parte ng bansa. One state with more than one nationality is also known multinational state. Multinational state is a sovereign state which viewed as a comprising of two or more nations. In some states, one nationality tries to dominate another, especially if one of the nationalities is much more numerous than the other, with the other states coexist peacefully. Ang example nito ay ang Cyprus. Pinapanatili ng Cyprus ang peacefulness sa kanilang lugar by allocating a territory to each different nations. While in some multinational states, nationalities coexist only by occupying geographically distinct region. Ang example naman nito ay ang South Africa, na kung saan pinipreserve ng South Africa ang kanilang nationality to have a control over other states. By allocating, it is true, by allocating a distinct geographical area to each nationalities. Cyprus. Cyprus is the third largest island in the Mediterranean Sea. Cyprus is considered as a multinational state. Why? Because Cyprus contains two nationalities. It is Greek and the Turkish. Greek comprise of 78% of the country's population and Turkish have 18% of population. When Cyprus gained an independence from British in 1960, its constitution guaranteed the Turkish minority a substantial share of the elected officers and control over its own education, religion, and culture. After that, the Turkey entered the Cyprus, na kung saan pinoprotektahan nila ang Turkish Cypriot minority na nag-occupy ng 37% of the island. And after 1 month, the Greek leader ay ni-remove upang palitan ito ng mga dating nahalal sa pwesto. At ang mga Turkish army ay nanatili sa Cyprus upang kontrolin ang buong Cyprus. In 1974, several Greek Cyprus military officers who favored unification of Cyprus with Greece seized control over the government. Nakapalog dito na 1/3 of the Greek island ay napilitan na lumipat sa kanilang lugar dahil iyon ay naging kontrolado na ng mga Turkey military. And while the 1/4 of Turkish people ay lumipat sa ibang parte ng bahagi ng Greek. Traditionally, the Greek and Turkish Cyprus mingle, but after the coup and invasion, the two nationalities become geographically isolated. Nahiwalay na or nahati na ang Cyprus sa dalawang parte. Ito ang northeast part of the Cyprus island ay ang sa Greek, then southern part of the island of the Cyprus ay napapunta na sa Turkey. A buffer zone patrolled by UN shoulder stretches across the entire island to prevent the Greek and Turks from reaching the other sides. Ang buffer zone is also called Green Line extend approximately 100 km across the island. The United Nations Peacekeeping Forces or the UNFICYP ang siya nagme-maintain ng buffer zone between the Greek and Turks. Na-establish ang UNFICYP noong 1964 para ma-prevent or maiwasan ang pagkakaroon ng war between the Greek Cypriots and Turkish Cypriots. The barrier even ran to the capital of Cyprus, which is Nicosia. South Africa. South Africa is also considered as a multinational state. This government divided the population of South Africa according to its races. The first whites arrived in South Africa from Holland in 1652 and settled Cape Town at the southern tip of the territory. In 1795, the British seized the Dutch colony at Cape Town for military reason. Ang mga first whites ay kilala sa tawag na Boers o galing sa salita ng mga Dutch which means farmer or tinatawag din sila mga Afrikaners na galing naman sa salita ng Afrikaans. Ang lingwahe nilang ginagamit ay Dutch. So, to escape British administration and freeing of slaves in 1833, about 12,000 Boers trekked northeast into interior of South Africa and settled in the regions known as Transvaal and the Orange Free State. Sa Transvaal, na-discover dito ang gold and diamonds noong 1960s and 1970s. A series of war between British and Boers culminated in a British in 1902. British descendants continued to control South Africa's government until 1948 when the Afrikaners dominated Nationalist Party won an election. Ang buong teritoryo ng South Africa ay kinontrol or naging parte na ng British Empire na kung saan when the colonial rule was replaced in the rest of the South Africa, doon pa lang nagkaroon ng kapangyarihan na pamunuan ng Africans ang buong South Africa. As I said kanina, ang South African government ay hinati ang mga population according to its race at ang apat na distinct na races sa South Africa ay black, white, colored, or the mix of the black and white. Asian, it includes the India, Malay, and China. The South African population, black have 73%, whites 18%, colored 3%, and Asian 3%. The cornerstone of the Afrikaners' policy was creation of a legal system called apartheid. Apartheid was the physical separation of different races into different geographic area. Apartheid means separateness in the African language. Apartheid law determined where the different races could live, kung saan maaari silang tumira, kung saan sila maaaring magtrabaho, kung saan sila maaaring mag-aral at kung maaari ba sila magkaroon ng sariling nilang lupain. During apartheid period, the government introduced numerous legislation based on the racial discrimination. And ang isa dito ay ang Population Registration Act number 30 of 1950. Nakasaad dito sa batas na ito ang pagdidivide ng South Africa sa populasyon according to the four main racial group. Nakapaloob dito na ang mga white people ay may karapatan na magkaroon ng sariling lupain, magtrabaho sa mga office job, na sa mga black people naman ay wala silang karapatan na magkaroon ng lupain at ang pagtatrabaho nila ay ang sa field lamang or ang pagsasaka o pagmimina. Ngunit ang sahod ng mga white people ay mas mataas pa kaysa sa mga black people. Nakasaad din dito na ang mga white people ay may karapatang bumoto at magkaroon ng access sa public security at protection, na kung saan ang mga black people naman ay walang karapatang bumoto at hindi maaaring ihalal sa pwesto. To assure further geographic isolation of different races, the South African government designated 10 so-called homelands for blacks. Ang 10 homelands ay tinatawag din bantutas. Ito ay in-establish na apartheid government na kung saan ang karamihang mga black people ay inilipat o iniwalay para hindi matirhan ang mga urban areas. Isa din tong idea na kung saan ang paghihiwalay ng black people sa white people upang mapasakabay ng white people ang buong South Africa. Ang mga black people ay may kanya-kanyang ethnic group na kung saan binigyan ito ng apartheid government ng 10 homelands. The Transkei, Bophuthatswana, Ciskei, Venda, Gazankula, Kankwane, Kwandebable, KwaZulu, Libowa, and Kwekwa. The white minority government expected every black black to become a citizen of one of the homelands and to move there. And first homelands designated by the government were called Botswana, Siskay, Transkei, and Venda. Botswana included 6 discontinuous area, Transkei 3 discontinuous area, and Venda 2 discontinuous area. During the late 1970s, the South Africa declared Botswana, Transkei, Venda to be independent countries, but no other government in the world recognized the claim. Ang South Africa government ay nag-declare na independent sa 4 na homeland. Sa Transkei noong 1976, Botswana in 1977, Venda noong 1979 at Siskay noong 1981. At ang mga natitirang 6 na homelands ay nanatili bilang self-governing pero wala silang karapatan ng pangkalayaan or independent rights. Ang pangalawang reason ng pagkakaroon ng boundaries between states ay a nation divided among more than one state. Conflicts may develop when one nation finds itself divided among more than one state. A nationality split more than one state unable to control the government of any state. Second, may seek to carve out a new nation-state from portion of existing one. Kurds, ito naman yung example ng pagkakaroon ng isang nation na kumalat sa iba't ibang parte ng bansa. The Kurds are a non-Arab of Sunni Muslim. They speak a language similar to Farsi and have distinct literature, dress, and other culture. Ang mga Kurds ay member ng ethnic and linguistic group na naninirahan sa Taurus Mountain of Southeastern Anatolia, sa Zagros Mountain ng Western Iraq, sa Northern Iraq, Northeastern Syria, and the Western Armenia. And most of the Kurds ay ang mga Sunni Muslim. They practice Sufism and Nistiad sects. The Kurdish population is split among side countries including 10 million in eastern Turkey, 5 million in western Iran, 4 million in northern Iraq, and some smaller numbers in Armenia, Azerbaijan, and northeastern Syria. During World War I, some of the Kurdish nationalists ay nagtatrabaho sa mga British and Russia enemy powers. Kurdish tribal forces ay nakikipaglaban naman alongside the Ottoman Empire in the Russian front. When the victorious allies carved up the Ottoman Empire after World War I, they create an independent state of Kurdistan to the south and west of the Van Bulur or Lake Van under the 1920 of Treaty of Sevres. Before the treaty was ratified, however, the Turks under the leadership of Mustafa Kemal, or later known as Kemal Atatürk, fought successfully to expand the territory under their control beyond the small area the Allies have allocated them. After naman ng World War I, ay na-dissolution or nawasak na ang Ottoman Empire. Ang Western powers or United Kingdom ay na-promise or nangako na magkakaroon ang mga Kurds, makakamit nila ang kalayaan. At yung pangako naman nila na iyon ng United Kingdom ay hindi natupad. And some of the autonomous Kurdish group ay naka-receive or nakatanggap ng tulong galing sa British na leading up, ito ay pinangungunahan ng Treaty of Sevres noong 1920, which prepared for local autonomy for the Kurdish region and the later independence. The Treaty of Lausanne in 1923 established modern state in Turkey and disappeared as an independent state. Ang Treaty of Lausanne naman ang siyang nag-recognize ang boundaries ng modern state of Turkey na pinabayaan nila or iniwan na nila ang Kurds without self-nation region, na kung saan si Kemal Atatürk, siya ang leader ng bagong nation state ng Turkey at nagbago sa British policy. Kurdish nationalists for their part have fared a guerrilla war since 1984 against the Turkish army. Ang mga Iran Kurds ay nagkaroon ng kalayaan, ngunit ito hindi nagtagal at hindi umabot na 1 taon. Ang mga Iraq Kurds naman ay pumipilit pa rin nilang lumaban or magkaroon ng o lumaban bilang isang rebellion, ngunit hindi pa rin nila matanggap ang kalayaan nilang minimiti. They have several unsuccessful attempts in independence, including 1960s, 1940s, and 1970s. And a few days later, ang mga Iraq Kurds ay na-defeat na naman sa ipanibagong gera o rebellion ang ginawa nila para makamit nila ang kalayaan. At doon, nag-launch ulit sila ng unsuccessful rebellion. Since then, ang paggamit ng Kurdish language ay illegal sa Turkey noong until 1991. At ang Kurdish language ay binan sa paggamit sa broadcasting at sa pagtuturo. That would be all. Thank you.